Hi dear students, welcome back to computer science class. We have already started learning SQL and we have completed 6 SQL commands so far in our previous session, and we have done with creating database first. And first we have checked which are the databases existing using show databases. Then we have created a database using create database name. Then we have used the database, opening the database using use database name. Okay. Then we have dropped it, right, using drop database name. And of course we have, after creating a database and using the database, you can create a table, right? Using create table command we have created a table. After that we have seen how to show the structure of the table using describe or DSC statement or keyword, right? Yes, today we are continuing with the same topic, and in today's session we will be mainly focusing on DML commands, insert, update and delete commands. Insert command, update command and delete command. So let's look at each of these in detail. We can start with insert data into a table. We are following this procedure. Like, first we are creating a database. After creating a database, you can create tables or table on the database, and after creating table on the database, you can insert data values into the table, right? Data values into the table. So we are using insert command for what? Insert into command for inserting data values into a table. And after inserting data values, you can perform what? Start performing operations or manipulations, right? Yes. So let's look at insert data into a table. And we can perform insert data into a table or insert operation 4 different ways. The first method, we can insert data into all the columns without specifying the column list. Second, we can specify the column list and we can insert data into all the columns. And the third, we can specify some of the columns, meaning we are inserting into some of the columns. We can specify some of the column, that means column list, and we do insert data values into some of the columns. And finally, inserting null values. Okay, null values. Yes. So the first one is actually insert into table command. The command is insert into command. Okay, it's used to insert new record, tuple or row, meaning it is insert into command is used to insert a single row or a single tuple, or we can say single record. Okay. Please note the term single, because using insert into command we can insert only one row at a time. Okay, yes. Hope you get the logic, right? At the time of registering, at the time of signing in, or at the time of signing up, we can do the details. We can do it for only single person, right? Meaning data of a single person can be managed using insert, right? Yes. So actually these are the different forms. First form, insert data for all the columns. Insert data for all the columns. At the time of inserting data for all the columns, we do not specify the column list, because we do insert it for all the columns. Okay, we can avoid it. Here is doesn't specify the column names. Here we specify only the table. We don't specify the columns. Okay, yes. Here is the syntax: insert into table name, values, value 1, value 2, value 3, etc. semicolon. Insert into is the command. It's followed by the table name. Insert into table name. We are inserting into table name. It's SQL command, right? We do say things straightforward. We do code things straightforward. That's what command is. Then values. We have a clause values. Then value 1, value 2, value 3, extra semicolon. Okay, closing parenthesis, semicolon. Values are enclosed in parenthesis. Values are enclosed in parenthesis. Here you can see an example. Insert into student. We have an already existing table name student with roll number, name, gender, marks and date of birth, right, as the columns. Then we are working on the same table. Insert into student, values 1 Raj M93, then 2011-17. These are the values which we are inserting into the table. The first value 1 will be passed to which column? Roll number. We are passing in an order. Okay, and the second pass, Raj, will be passed to name. Then M will be passed to gender. Then 93 will be passed to what? Marks. And 2011-17 will be passed to date of birth. Okay, meaning we haven't specified the column list. So when we don't specify the column list, the condition is the value provided must be in an order of the column. Okay, hope you get it. Yes. So insert into, that's a command. Student is a table name. Values is a clause. These are the values. Okay, and you have noticed Raj MN to the date is enclosed in quotes, single quotes or double quotes. Okay, yes. Then 1 and 93 not in quotes, it's a numeric value, integer value. Okay, you can leave it. Yeah. Then order of values must be correct, right? Order of values must be correct, because we haven't specified the column list at the time of what not specifying column list, the values must be in an order of the columns, okay, created. Yeah. Then we have to note these 5 points. First, insert into, that's a command we are using for inserting into a table, and it can use for inserting single row at a time. We have explained the logic of inserting single row at a time, because at a time we can sign up, we can register, we can sign in only one user, right? Yes, that's a logic. Then after into we specify the target table. Here after into we have given what? Student. We are inserting into student, right? It's not insert student, right? We are not inserting student. We are inserting into student. Okay, hope you get it. Yeah, target table. Then values. After values we specify the values to be added. Okay, after values you can see 1 Raj. These are the values to be added. Yes. Then character and date must be in quotes, either in single quotes or double quotes. Character and date value must be in quotes. Then null as null, no quotes. Null, okay, when you set it as null, set the value of column as null, it must be given as null, not in quotes, because null is a keyword. Okay, it must not be in quotes. Yes. Then data not for all the columns. When we don't give data for all the columns, column list must be given. That means when we do not specify, when we do not insert value for all the columns at the time, column list must be provided, must be given. Okay, otherwise it may not be passed to the particular column. Hope you get it. When we do not pass or insert value to all the columns at the time, column list must be given. We are heading to it. Okay, yes. So these are the things to be followed while working with insert into command. Hope you get it. Okay, let's move on to the next second way of inserting data correctly, inserting data directly. Okay, inserting data directly means by specifying what? The column list. Okay, here also we are inserting into all the columns, but specifying the column list. First we have inserted into all the columns without specifying the column list. Second we are what? Inserting into all the columns, specifying the column list. That's a difference. Okay, then both column name and value are given. Syntax: insert into table name, column 1, column 2, column n. We can see column 1, column 2, etc. column n. We specify the column list. Values: value 1, value 2, etc. value n, semicolon. Okay, yes. Example: insert into student, roll number, name, gender, marks, DOB, values 1 Arun M 100 2012 10. Okay, hope you get it. Actually in practical, when we look at practical, there is no such difference between the first and second. Okay, in first we haven't specified the column list, but we are what? Inserting, we have to insert value to all the columns. Second, we specify all the columns, even then we give what? Values to all the columns. Okay, that means here we specify the column list, then we give value to all the columns. Okay, we can work like this instead of this without specifying column list. Okay, yes. So this is the second method. Hope you get it. Yes. Then the third one is insert data into specific columns. Actually at the time of insert data into specific columns, we must give what? Column list. Okay, here it is mandatory, here it is not mandatory, we can avoid it. Okay, yes. So here is a syntax, the same syntax we follow here also. Insert into table in column 1, column 2, column n, values, value 1, value 2, etc. value n. Okay, hope you can see it, right? Okay, we follow the same. Yes. Then example: insert into student, roll number, name, marks. You can note one thing here, we don't specify all the columns, we have 2 more columns remaining, right? Which are the columns? Gender and what? Date of birth. We haven't specified it. Okay, so that means we can insert, we are going to insert values to only 3 columns: roll number, name and marks. Values for Radhika 99, 4 will be passed to Radhika, means roll number, Radhika will be passed to name, and 99 will be passed to marks. Actually we are leaving date of birth as well as gender. Okay, so this time it is mandatory to have the list of columns. It is mandatory to have the list of columns. Okay, it's compulsory, otherwise it shows error. Okay, but here even if we don't specify the column list, when we insert values to all the columns, it's not mandatory, it will not show error. Okay, yes. So this is how we can insert data values to some of the columns. Okay, yes. Then insert null values, it's another option. We can insert null values to columns, right? But we can insert null values, we cannot insert null value to all the columns. Suppose here in our case we have specified what? At the time of creating table we have added the constraint primary key to roll number and not null to what? Name, right? So when we set constraints like primary key and not null to any of the column, that column's value cannot be null. That means we cannot provide null value to that column, those columns. Okay, yes. So insert into student values 5 Swati F null null. Yes. Actually, we have given constraint primary key to roll number and not null to Swati. These two values cannot be set as null, but all other fields can be set as null. Okay, yes, null, we know null is a keyword, so it must not be in quotes. Okay, you can give it straight null, null in caps. Yes. Then column has no value or missing value, null. Okay, suppose column has no value or some missing value, we can set it as null. Okay, then can give to any column other than not null or primary key. We can give null value, we can set null value to any column when if it is not assigned to or added constraint like primary key or not null. Okay, then actually what is null? Null is neither 0 nor space, nor a space, because 0 is a numeric value and space is a character, right? Null is neither 0 nor a space. 0 is a numeric value and a space is a character. Null is a value which can be defined as unknown, we don't know the value, unavailable, the value is not available, inapplicable, it's not applicable, unassigned. Okay, it's not assigned, right? Yes, we cannot assign any value to null. Null means not 0 or a blank space. And if it's not 0 or blank space, what will be the value? Okay, it is unknown, unavailable, inapplicable and unassigned. We cannot assign any value to null. Okay, yes. So these are the different ways of applying insert into command. Okay, let's have a quick revision. Insert into command can be applied just after creating a table. Just before creating a table, we must have an existing database, right? So insert into command can be insert into table command can be used for inserting data values into table. We have 4 different ways to apply insert into command. One is insert into command without specifying the columns. Second, insert into command specifying all the columns. And third one, insert into command specifying some of the columns, not all the columns. Last, setting to null. Okay, and we have seen examples here. Yeah, doesn't specify column names. Okay, insert into student values. We provide value for all the columns. Then value must be, order must be correct. Okay, insert into only single row insertion can be possible into specify target table. Values data to be added. Character and it must be in quotes. Null less null, no quotes. Okay, for null. And if we don't specify, don't give value to all the columns, this must be compulsory. What? Column list. Okay. Then insert data directly, meaning specifying all the columns and all the values. Okay, all the columns and all the values, and insert data into some of the columns. Specific columns. Here it is the roll number, name and marks. We leave what? Gender and date of birth empty. Okay, yes. So we provide value only for what? Only for Radhika 99, roll number, name and marks. Then finally null values. Okay, we can give null value to any of the columns other than it is set to what? Primary key or not null. Okay, here we have set it for marks and gender, not marks. Yes, gender and not gender. Okay, marks and date of birth, right? Marks and date of birth, and we cannot set it to 5 or Swati or roll number or name because it's already set it as primary key and not null. Okay, yes, null is a value neither 0 nor a blank space. It is value unknown, unavailable, inapplicable and unassigned. Hope you get it. Okay, now let's move on to our next topic. Now let's look at our next command. It's all about modifying a table or modifying data in a table. Okay, that's our second DML command. We know we have already completed insert. Now we're heading to modifying data in a table using update command. Actually, we use update command to modify data in a table, and alter command is used to alter or modify the structure of a table. You know the difference, right? Okay, so here we are applying update command. So update command is used to modify data in a table. Only what? It can be applied to one row or many rows, or means some of the rows or all the rows. Okay, it can be applied to only one row or some of the rows or all the rows. Yes. So update statement, and we are using a clause, where clause. Actually, where clause is used to restrict the number of tuples to be selected for updation. Did you get it? That is, where clause is always used to restrict the number of tuples to be selected. Otherwise, all tuples to be selected, right? Otherwise, all the tuples to be selected. If you apply where clause, the number of tuples to be selected can be limited, can be restricted. Okay. Then set keyword. Set keyword is used for setting to a value. For example, set marks equal to 100. Okay, which sets marks equal to marks to 100. That's it. So these are the keywords used here. The main keyword is update. It's a statement, and where clause is used, and of course set command or statement is also used. And update command can be applied in 3 ways. Update statement can be added in or applied in 3 ways. Okay, the first one is updating multiple values, second one updating to null values, and last one updating based on an expression or an equation. Okay, yes. So here is the syntax of applying update command. Update table name, we don't have a phrase in between. Okay, we don't have any other clause in between. Okay, it's update table name, set column 1 equal to value, comma, column 2 equal to value, comma, column 3 equal to value, etc. Okay, and so on. Where condition. So this is the syntax. Update table name, set value equal to set, yeah, what, column 1 equal to value, comma, column 2 equal to value, etc. Then finally what, where, applying where clause. You can, it is not, it's optional. Okay, where clause is optional, of course. Yes, where condition, we give the condition. And we have an example here. Update student, set marks equal to 99 where roll number equal to 8. Okay, update student, set marks equal to 99 where roll number equal. What happens with the statement? We have an accessing, we are working with student and accessing table, right? Yes. So it updates the table student. How it updates the table student? Just setting the marks to 99. Settings the marks to 99. Whose marks? Those who is having roll number 8. That means we modify only one row, one column, right? Yes. We have set the marks of a student whose roll number is 8 to 99. Yes, very simple. That is, now we left some other marks. It can be either null, it can be 95. Suppose it is 95. Okay, the marks of roll number 8 is 9. Okay, suppose the value of marks of 8 is 95. We can update it to 99. Okay, meaning which will be reflected to only one row, only one column. Okay, that's what we are looking at. Update student, set marks equal to 99 where roll number equal to 8. It will be reflected to only one row, only one column. Yes. So now let's move on to all the main options. Okay, updating multiple values, updating to null values, and updating using an expression. And actually this is the first one, right? We can think it of as what? Updating to single row, single column. Okay, now let's move on to updating multiple values. Updating multiple values. Yes. So he used to modify more than one column. Here we have an example. Update student, set marks equal to 70, comma, date of birth equal to 1998, 0811, where name equal to Payal. What happened? What happens with the statement? We are updating student, right? Then set marks equal to 70, comma, DOB. Actually, marks and DOB are the columns. Here we have used it for setting, updating only for marks. But here we have applied it for marks and date of birth. Marks and DOB. Meaning more than one column we have applied the update statement. Okay, where name equal to Payal. We are setting the marks of Payal as 70 and what, date of birth as this value. Okay, yes. So that's what actually updating multiple values is. And suppose we don't have any where clause. What happened? What happens with the statement? Suppose we don't have where name equal to Payal. Suppose the statement is update student, set marks equal to 70, date of birth 1998, 11. That marks and date of birth of all the students will be set to 70 and 1998, 08, 11. Right? So it's not somewhat kind of logical thing. Okay. Yes. So we have applied where name equal to Payal. Where clause is applied always everywhere to restrict the number of tuples to be selected or restrict the number of tuples to be what working with the operation or the statement, right? Yes. Okay, so this is how we can work with. Now let's move on to updating to null value. Okay, just like setting any value, we can set the value of a column or columns to null as well, because null is also a value, right? Null is a value which is unknown, unavailable, inapplicable, and unassigned. Then just like setting to what, 99 or 70, we can set it null as well. Okay, yes. But the condition is it must not be given what, primary key or not null value. Okay, not null constraint, of course. Yeah. So update student, set marks equal to null where roll number equal to 9. The statement is update student, set marks equal to null where roll number equal to 9. Actually it updates the marks of what, those student whose roll number is 9 to what, null, which updates the marks to null of those student whose roll number is 9, whose marks is roll number is 9. Okay, yes. Suppose we don't have the condition here. Where clause is we don't have the where clause. What happens? Suppose the statement is update student, set marks equal to null, semicolon. What happens? It sets the marks of all students to null, right? Which sets the marks of all students to null. Yes, actually when do we apply this null? An example, suppose a student is he hasn't attended the exam, okay, at that time we don't give 0 right, we give null value, no value will be provided there in the space. That's what null value is actually, okay. So instead of giving 0 we can give no value to that place, okay. So this roll number having 9, student may be absent in the exam, okay, at the time we set it to null, okay. Yes, now let's look at the last option, updating using an expression. You know what an expression is? An expression is something having it's a combination of what? Statements, right? It's a combination of statements. Then we have the example, update student set marks equal to marks plus 10. Marks equal to marks plus 10 means increasing the value of marks by 10, okay, where roll number equal to 5 or roll number equal to 10 in parenthesis. This is the expression, okay. Roll number equal to 5 or roll number equal to 10 is the expression. We get it? Yeah. Where actually the statement updates the marks of students, student or students, we don't know that, okay, to by 10, okay, which increases the value of marks by 10 of those students whose roll number is either 5 or 10, whose roll number is either 5 or either 10, either 5 or 10, right? Yes, it can be okay, or can be replaced by and. What happens? What will happen? At the time the value of marks of those students having roll number 5 and 10, both 5 and 10 will be increased by 10. If the marks of suppose the marks of 5 is 90, it will be increased to 100, right? Increased by 10 means 90 plus 10, 100, then 70 plus 10, 80, that's it, okay, increased by 10. So these are the different ways to apply what? Update command, update statement, okay. You know, update is another DML command, update is another DML statement used to update, used to modify the value, and here is a syntax, okay, modify data in a table, some or row, some or all. We can apply it to either to specific rows or specific columns, or to all the rows or all the columns, okay. Update statement is used, where clause is used to restrict the number of tuples to be affected by operating on, then set keyword is used to set, okay. Yes, syntax, update table name, set column 1 equal to value 1, column 2 equal to value, okay, where condition, okay. We have an example, update student set marks equal to 99 where roll number equal to 8. Here roll number 8's mark will be changed to modified to 99, okay. Suppose we don't have where clause, what happens? All students marks will be set to 99, that's it. Then updating multiple values, here we apply to only one value, right, only one column. Here it will be what? Affected to apply to more than one column, that is marks and DOB, okay. Modify more than one column, update student set marks equal to 70, DOB equal to 990811 where name equal to Payal. Payal's date, marks and date of birth will be modified, two columns value will be modified, then setting to null. That means just like setting to any other value 99, 98, 0, okay, whatever it is 100, we can set it to null as well. Update student set marks equal to null where roll number equal to 9, okay. Then based on an expression or an equation, update student set marks equal to marks plus 10. Marks equal to marks plus 10 means increasing the value by 10 of those students whose roll number is 5 or roll number is 10, okay. Yes, now let's look at the third DML command, that is removing data from a table. That's using delete statement, okay. The statement is delete. Delete statement is used. Here is the syntax, delete from table name where condition, delete from table name where condition. Actually here we update student, we are updating student, right? There is it's a common sense actually, there is a logic always. Yeah, we update student, we are updating student, and here what we delete from student, we delete from student, right? Yeah, delete from student where roll number equal to 10, where roll number equal to 10. Here also where clause is, everywhere where clause is optional, right? If we apply where clause, we can restrict the tuples to be affected by, and if we don't apply where clause, it means what? All tuples to be affected by, okay, applied on. Yeah, so delete from student where roll number equal to 10. Actually it deletes all the details of what? Student whose roll number is 10. All the details in the sense, all the means values of all the columns, right? Value for all the columns, roll number, name, marks, gender and date of birth, all the columns value will be deleted. Yes, but only one row, right? Then to delete all rows, what? Delete from student can be applied, right? Delete from student deletes all the rows, but delete from student where what? Roll number equal to 9 deletes only one row but all the columns. Delete from student deletes all the rows as well as all the columns. Okay, yes. So this is how we can work with delete statement, used to delete data from a table, which can be applied using where clause and without using where clause. Okay, yes, using where clause restricted to some of the tuples or one tuple, and without using delete all the rows. Okay, what reflected to all the rows. Then we have another one, truncate statement. Okay, truncate works just like what delete, but there is one difference. Okay, let's look at truncate first. We delete all the rows and free the space, which is also used to delete all the rows, but you have to note this point, free the space. We haven't seen this statement here in delete, right? That's a difference. Delete is used to delete all the rows or delete rows. Okay, truncate is used to delete all the rows plus free the space. Delete will not free the space. Okay, delete will not free the space. Let's look at the example syntax and example. Okay, truncate table name, that's it. Truncate table name, just like create table name, drop table name. Okay, yes, here also it's truncate table name. The keyword table should be added along with truncate. Okay, truncate table name, that's it. Truncate table student, that deletes all the rows from the table student. Okay, from the table student. Yes, then let's look at the difference between delete and truncate. Actually, when do we apply truncate? Suppose, okay, at the time of developing a software, as a programmer, we will test the software. In the testing phase, we will test it, providing a number of values, okay, different values to the software. And okay, after successful completion of testing process, okay, we can deliver it to the user or to the customer, right? But just before delivering it to the customer, all the values we have entered at the time of testing phase should be removed, right? Yes, we can do it using truncate table command. Why we are not applying delete? Because delete deletes only the data. The memory will be used. Okay, memory will remain used, right? But applying truncate, which not only deletes data but also free the memory space used by the deleted data. But delete only deletes the data. The memory used by consumed by the data which are deleted will remain used. Okay, hope you get it. Yeah. Then difference between delete and truncate. Delete deletes only the rows based on condition or all. Okay, we can apply condition or without condition we can use it. Don't free the space. That's what delete does. But truncate deletes all the rows and free the space. Okay, truncate deletes all the rows and free the space. So this is all about the difference between truncate and delete. Okay, let's look at removing table. Delete, okay, can be applied without using where clause and having using where clause. Then truncate, which not only deletes all the data but also free the space. Okay, that's the main difference between delete and truncate. And this is all about DML commands. We have completed insert, update, delete, and of course truncate as well, right? Yes. So as I've already told you, as I'm always telling you, you just go through all these topics very detailed. Okay, because a thorough knowledge of in all these DML commands will definitely help you not only in doing programs but also in your theory as well, theory stuff as well. Okay, for your board examination there will be actually there are 20 marks from a single chapter. Okay, so each and every point is very important. Okay, it's vital. Of course you cannot leave it. You can't leave it anyway. Okay, so just go through all these topics theoretically and practically, of course. Okay, first you go learn all this, then you go for practicals. Okay, that will be good. Yes. Okay, so just have a clear understanding of all these topics. Okay, so which will definitely help you to do your project as well. Okay, so this is all for the time being. Thank you for watching. We can meet in our next class, okay, which will be a continuation of this. We'll discuss all the select, all the other what kind of stuff. Okay, so thank you. Have a nice time.